Today, we're going to be answering the number one question we get asked. After traveling full time for the last 5 years, the question on everybody's lips is, how?
How can we possibly afford it? Do we have a rich parent, a rich aunt or uncle? And how can you do this too?
We'll answer the easiest question first. We have no rich relative that pays for our lifestyle.
Unfortunately.
No. We cover all of this ourselves by doing the thing that we love the most in this world, which is actually traveling.
We're going to share with you today 5 ways that we do it, and that might inspire 5 ways that you can do it too.
Starting with not necessarily the most lucrative from the get-go, but the easiest to set up with whatever your situation might be, and that's affiliate marketing. This is the one that we started first, but like many people in our situation, there aren't necessarily immediate results, so we gave up.
It's one of those where it's not a quick win, it's something that builds over time.
Yeah, it sort of snowballs.
If you didn't know what affiliate marketing is, it's basically a service where brands, products, services will give you a link and then you share it with your audience. If someone buys or clicks on that link, you will get a small payback through that, but it doesn't cost you anymore. It gives us just a small kickback.
Yeah, you just get like a cut.
Yeah. We always do this whenever we've been on a tour or used a service and genuinely loved and enjoyed, because we only want to share the best with you. We don't want to give you recommendations that we didn't love or don't recommend.
Yeah, and ultimately your audience that you're building and growing a relationship with isn't going to trust you if you're recommending
anything random,
anything
terrible.
And everything. So it is best to kind of build up that trust and that reputation by recommending products and services you genuinely use, which is what we do. One of the reasons that we gave up early on, not only does it take a bit of time to get the ball moving, but it's also, in our experience, it's very faffy when you have maybe an eSIM over here, maybe there's a travel money card that you use, there's a booking platform, and you have like 5 or 6 different logins
for all these
different systems, and then you're tracking, oh, we made 10p yesterday from here, we made £1.50 from over there, and
it's just a lot.
Tiny little bits of money, you're not seeing it all in one collective, so it doesn't look worth it when it is literally pennies at a time, and then you're logging in, once a week to 7 different systems. We just left it.
And then we discovered Travel Payouts, which is essentially a platform that has pretty much all the brands and services that we recommend, such as Get Your Guide, Booking.com, and Discover Cars on the platform, so it's all in one place.
It was amazing. All of a sudden, all those little bits of money were in one pot, and that's where we saw the potential in the growth. It went from 50p here, 10p there, to, oh, we've actually made £100 this month. That's where you could really see it coming into effect.
We started making YouTube videos on specific tours that we were doing, and this is when we really started to see things grow. People really started loving our recommendations, and we were also working with smaller family-run tours, like this one in Milford Sound. A really incredible boat trip that we absolutely loved, and we started making money off the back of it because we were recommending it.
We were recommending this tour through Get Your Guide, but we were tracking it through Travel Payouts. And this was one that we kept on seeing come up for bookings.
I think that was really the start of us realizing that we can earn so much more from affiliates, and we're literally not doing anything additional. We're just recommending a tour that we absolutely love.
Yeah, we make money from it. The company makes money from it. Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
And the people that book it get to go on an amazing tour. And I can honestly say we'd have never pursued this as an income stream without a single to use centralized system like Travel Payouts.
Yeah, like we said before, it became overly complicated, checking so many different websites.
Overwhelming.
A bit overwhelming. And it's just like, okay, what's the login for this? What's the login for that? It was just a bit too much.
What's the Booking.com login? What's the one for Get Your Guide? What about Discover Cars? Like, it gets too much.
And that is the beauty of Travel Payouts. It's not just for bloggers too. Just take their recent AI integration, for example, Drive. It scrolls through your old blog posts, actively trying to find opportunities to turn content that you've already created into a monetized opportunity. If you wrote a blog 2 years ago and mentioned a stunning hotel, Drive will find it and turn it into an affiliate link for you. Bloggers have seen their earnings increase up to 30% simply by clicking a button.
Honestly, we use it all the time and we cannot stress how much it makes your life easier.
If you're a creator who feels exactly the way we do and you're sick of all the different platforms, you need to join Travel Payouts. It takes just 5 minutes to sign up, and if you sign up using our link, you get up to $100 in bonus rewards.
And yes, that is an affiliate link, but this time you get the money as well. Moving on to number 2, the one that helped us get off the ground and kind of get started with this whole lifestyle and support us in the beginning was freelancing.
Yes, it's been a really good, consistent, ongoing stream of income for us. And although we might look like spring chickens, we are deep down. But I am 34 and Matt is 35.
We're older than most people that we meet in this lifestyle. Yeah. Most are, in their 20s and things like that. We got started, 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
So I was just 30.
I was 29.
So we had an entire life before this.
Yeah.
10 years or so in a work environment.
Basically building up our careers and working in companies in the UK before we started traveling.
And if you do something similar, if you're a little bit older and you do have a career and skills that you've gained over those years, they aren't just dead in the water now.
Yeah.
You can still use them to keep yourself going, to support your lifestyle while you grow an audience.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Danielle's skill set is better suited to freelancing than mine. I worked in sales, for IT companies, and that's not something that not only did I not enjoy, but hasn't really led itself to the freelancing side. I did something a little bit different, which I'll get into, but I'll let Danielle discuss her freelancing first.
So for me in the UK, I built up my career in social media and marketing, worked for a couple of big companies, built up my experience, managed teams, and that means that social media has been a really easy transition into freelancing. So I've basically been able to up my day rate over the years because I have years and years of experience. So that has basically brought us in some really good money.
Yeah. She was my sugar mama for a little while.
I've worked across a variety of industries and fields, so that has helped me to consistently gain freelance income as I've been traveling. It can be tough with the time management side of things, but we do it because we love it and it's a really good income.
Yeah, there was a lot of times when we were in Australia, for example, that was early on in our travels, and there'd be a long drive ahead. I would do the 10-hour drive through pretty much nothing.
I'm on the laptop.
And Danielle would be working away. But we made it work.
We did.
So while I might have previously worked in sales, my degree back at university was in journalism, and I can be quite good at writing at times. So
we're very good at writing, don't we?
Thank you. So I've picked up the occasional blogging kind of bits of work and have managed to write for a couple of different travel magazines as well. So even if you've got experience that goes back further than that, then you can dust off
just off that degree, guys. Just off the degree.
And still use it if you need to.
But we're not going to lie. When you're trying to break into the content creation lifestyle, the biggest worry is going to be money. It tends to leave your account fast, and content creation is quite inconsistent. It's very up and down, and you kind of have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable in terms of financial income sometimes.
Yeah, and it's even more inconsistent at the start.
Yes.
When you're booking flights and hotels and thinking about activities that you want to do,
it goes fast. But if you do have skills and experience that you can transform into something that you can freelance or earn money as you're traveling, that's really, really going to help you.
Yeah, it's going to be less sleepless nights worrying about where the next paycheck's going to come from. And it's going to really make that first part, probably the first year of doing this, a lot easier.
Yeah.
And just because you don't have that experience or those skills right now doesn't mean that you can't spend some time getting those in preparation for moving on to this, in the future.
That's true. You can have a look into online courses and basically after your 9 to 5, work 5 to 9 and figure it out, because that's definitely something that we did a little bit more of towards the end when we knew we wanted to go traveling. I would also take on new freelance clients, gain a bit more money, a bit more experience, starting off that freelancing track for me.
Yeah. Or, if you're fresh out of university, spend a little bit of time moving into a digital-ish career as an associate, something like that, to get those initial skills, even some contacts. Danielle's first freelancing job was literally one from an old
coworker
that got in touch and said, I've heard that they're looking for a freelancer and that got you that job.
It was great.
But before long, you could be sat working in a cafe in Bali, closing your laptop in Rio to go for a salsa class, or doing a little bit of work in your camper van while you're driving around Australia. It all is honestly so achievable.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people say things like this, but if we can do it, I swear that you can as well.
I think a big thing of it is mindset as well. You have to really, really, really want this.
And sometimes that little bit of a sacrifice at the start, like you say, getting that job for a few years or doing some online classes at night, that could be the difference that helps make this happen.
Massively.
Okay, so now we're moving on to income stream number 3. And this is once you've spent that bit of time building up that audience, you can start working with brands.
We know many creators with small accounts who manage to work with brands in exchange for content. But the truth is, it gets easier the bigger your account gets.
Yeah, it's not that you can't do it with less followers. It does just get easier. So we think of it in terms of blocks.
Yeah.
If you've got somewhere around 5,000 followers, I would probably start trying to reach out to hotels in different places that you're planning on visiting, because hotels, like any brand in the world, they will have a social media account and they have to post consistently.
All the time.
All the time. So there's never, they'd never have too much content.
Yeah.
So I would start reaching out to them in exchange for a free stay for content. You probably have to offer more than a larger creator would. But if they've got a room available, no one's staying in it, why wouldn't they give it to you in exchange for content? Especially if you've spent a bit of time growing your account and you've got beautiful pictures on there. There's no reason why they wouldn't give that to you in exchange for, you know, a few photos. Then once you hit more the 10,000 follower mark, that's where, not necessarily with hotels, because that specifically is quite a difficult one to get paid for, but with brands, you can start asking for money.
Yeah. It will seem like more of a battle at the start, just because you effectively have to convince them that you're worth paying. But the closer you get to 15 and 20,000 followers, brands will start asking you for your rates for XYZ deliverable, campaign, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And as you grow, the more and more common this will get.
This is what we've found, but like we said earlier, it's very possible to land these deals with less followers than you think.
Absolutely.
You just have to put in the hours, reach out to brands that you'd love to work with, places that you'd love to stay, products that you use already, put in those hours, deal with whatever rejection comes your way, if you even get a response.
It happens. It takes a really long time.
But just keep going, keep growing your account, and eventually it will come.
Like Matt said as well, if you have products or brands that you already love, try making a practice reel or practice photography for that brand to show them what you can create as sort of case study portfolio.
Yeah, great idea. And as a bonus, there's also user-generated content that kind of falls within this bracket. So the brand partnerships that we just sort of covered there, that includes you posting on your own account. So if you stay at a hotel, you would give them 5 photos, but you would also post a reel or a carousel on your account,
etc.
of your stay and of your time there. But user-generated content, you don't have to do any of that.
So essentially what user-generated content is, a brand wants you to create the content for them to post on their social media channels.
So that doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah.
You can have 5 followers. It literally doesn't matter because your audience isn't what they're looking for here.
Like I said before, a case study portfolio, if you don't have any experience, is a really good place to start to show them that you are capable of this work.
100%. If you don't have a very large following or you haven't been growing your account for a long time, they might not look on your social media. They might not see the skills and the content that you can take.
Yeah.
It's just you emailing someone saying, can I have this for free or can I get paid to do this? So yeah, I think that idea of taking products that you use already and making a video or some pictures out of that is the perfect idea.
A great way to provide an example.
And another amazing thing about this, especially if you're on the lower side of a following, this can pay really well. Better than the brand deals would. 100%.
Really well.
And in at number 4, we're making money because you're watching this video.
Thank you.
So YouTube ad revenue for us is another one.
Yeah.
And we'll be honest, this has a certain threshold that you have to hit.
Yeah.
So we haven't looked into it more recently, But when we first set off,
I think it's the same still.
it probably is, but when we first set off, the criteria was you needed to reach 1,000 subscribers,
Yeah.
4,000 hours of watch time of a long form video. So shorts don't count.
Yeah.
It has to be the video like right now that you're watching. And once you hit those criteria, you are then able to show ads, which you've probably seen throughout this video already. And brands effectively pay YouTube to have an ad pop up in their videos, and that money trickles down to us as the creators.
So essentially, we don't choose the brands or the ads that get shown on our videos. I think there's like a certain yes or no.
To be relevant.
Yeah, they're supposed to be relevant for what you like, what you look for, what you might search for. And it also depends country to country. So yeah, there's a lot of different deliverables on that
There's
one.
a lot of different things that dictate how much we get paid for that.
Yeah.
But what I will say, if you're starting out on YouTube, just as we did at that point in time, you're probably looking at those metrics of 1,000 subscribers, the 4,000 hours of watch time. You're probably thinking,
How the hell am I going to get
am
that?
I ever going to get that? Because you're putting videos out, it's not being seen by hardly anyone, and you're getting maybe 1 hour here, 1 hour there, and you're thinking, how?
Yeah, I remember that for
I remember looking at it and just scratching my head and being like, I don't understand how we're ever going to get this.
I think it took us around 3 or 4 months to get monetized when we started posting on YouTube, and we committed to posting once a week, every single week. We spent about a month beforehand posting only shorts, and that helped us grow subscribers. So we got maybe 100 subscribers by the time we actually started posting long form videos. And then sometimes if you're doing more travel content and travel YouTubes, sometimes a destination is really the main thing that can absolutely kick you on.
Yeah, for us, we went to the Philippines and all of a sudden our videos just started growing and growing, and that watch time very quickly, we realized that we were getting 4,000 hours of watch time off of one single video.
Yeah.
You just have to keep going. It took us, like 4 or 5 months. That's not super common. That's actually pretty quick for getting monetized. A lot of people, it can take a year, longer. If you want to do this and you love making videos, that's the most important thing. Just make content you really enjoy.
Yeah.
I live here now.
Because then you'll have a great time doing it, and everything else honestly will follow.
And don't worry if your videos are not where you want them to be. It's always learning, always growing. If you look back at our videos from 2022, they're not great at all. It's like, so you've got to start somewhere. You just got to keep practicing, growing, and everyone's videos are bad at the start.
Yeah.
Everyone's. If they're not, show me one that's not.
Currently, we don't make enough money off of YouTube to live entirely without everything else that we've mentioned already, but we're still growing, and one day we'll get there.
One day, it's just one of our income streams.
Yeah.
Number 5, we have selling stock footage. So you've probably seen stock footage in terms of photos.
Yeah.
There's different platforms like Shutterstock, Unsplash, things like that. But we actually sell our video content.
Yeah, so we make YouTube videos. We have a drone, we have a camera, our GoPro that we're using right now, even phones, and we take what we refer to as B-roll. So throughout this video, while we've been talking, there'll be shots that are overlaid over the top of what we're saying, and that is typically B-roll. We can edit that down into short sections, and there's a system that we use. We still own the rights to that content, but other people can license it from us. And most of the time they're using it in their YouTube videos as well. So maybe one video, I think we got one today. Someone paid us $8 for using a video of a whale's tail in New Zealand. We don't see where that goes to, but the likelihood is that's another YouTube creator.
Yeah.
The reason why we know that is because of the amount.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple of really large purchases in the past.
I think the largest purchase we had was about $150
For one 12-second
12-second video. Wow.
And that typically suggests that someone is using it for an ad.
Like paid advertising or paid marketing in some way that's maybe bigger than social media, or it could be on social media. We don't know.
There are people who have had Netflix buy a clip.
Like some $3,000 or $5,000.
Yeah, it wasn't us.
Which Netflix, if you're watching, check us out.
There are people who have been sat watching National Geographic and they've seen a shot that they've taken pop up. So it is incredible. And, you know, given the numbers that we've suggested already, again, this isn't a massive major income stream for us. You know, we might get £100 or £200 in 1 month.
Yeah.
It might be 50 or less. It might be nothing.
Yeah.
But it's just something that adds in with everything else and all kind of bundles together to give us the freedom and the opportunity to continue to do this.
Yeah, I think you see what we're getting at here with like the multiple income streams. We don't just earn money from one place, it's several different places. And that's been something that's actually been really hard for us to explain to our parents as well, because our parents are very much used to, you know, one job, one income stream, and explaining that we earn money from here, 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 and here. And they're like, huh?
Yeah, they have now learned the term digital nomads.
Oh, yeah.
But we've also put time and effort into methods of making money that while we're asleep, it can still grow and still make us an income. So take YouTube, for example. We put together a video, we put it out to the world, and over years and years that's live, that can still generate us income. Blackbox is the exact same.
Yeah.
We obviously love to travel. We're going to be going out and exploring anyway, taking content. So the more videos that we can upload to that platform, the more videos that other people can purchase, that's more money that we can make from that.
Yeah.
And this, an important thing to remember as well, the same video can be licensed multiple times because we retain complete ownership of it. So we've sold a drone video of a beach, for example, 5 or 6 times. Yes. We give them permission to use that video.
Yeah.
It's a really good income stream for once you've done the initial bit of work at the beginning. Yeah. It just keeps on making you money.
This is a really good way to essentially keep making those videos that you've already shot working for you long after, because you've probably already got these videos on your phone or on your camera, or if you have a drone, and make it work for you.
Yeah, it's just sat there, so you can upload it onto a system like this, and it can make you money. We use a platform called Blackbox. You have to submit like an entry
video. It was like
video.
a 2-minute entry video.
Yeah, just to show the quality of work that you can make.
And they can actually make good videos.
Yeah. And then once you're accepted onto the platform, you can then upload videos, and that's sort of like an aggregator. It will send it out to a bunch of different platforms that sell that footage.
Like Adobe, Shutterstock, things like that.
But there are those other ones that you can go directly to as well. It's whatever's going to work best for you.
But as you said, Blackbox is a more centralized platform, so it will spread it out to all of those other platforms, so you don't have to upload it on this platform and that platform and that platform. So that's really good.
Yeah, that's why we use that one. Same as travel payouts.
Perfect. Those are some of the ways that we make money, and if you have any others that you want to share and add below, please comment. We'd love to hear about them.
People's creativity never ceases to amaze me.
Honestly, this is just some of the ways that we're earning money. There's so many different ways that you can. These are just our main ones.
And I think the important thing to remember is these have helped us to travel full-time for 5 years. Yes. So over the next 5 years, hopefully...
They build and build.
Exactly.
We hope you found this really helpful. Let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.